Good morning. Good
I don't
morning.
think I have the right banner, but
Oh, you should
I was
have
like, I don't have one that says coffee chat. So,
time. You don't have one that says coffee time?
I don't think I've been here at this one.
Okay. Do you have one just for Sherry that you can use?
No, I have, let's see, what do I have? Let's see. I got this one. Wow.
Perfect. There you go. Perfect. I love it. Okay. Gonna let everyone in.
All right.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Give us all your smiling faces. Give us those wow
Good
faces.
morning.
Give us those wow smiles. It's great to
Wow.
yes. Wow. And welcome, welcome. Let's get all of those chats going in the chat. Put in all of your information, your email, your phone numbers, your appointment links. And one beautiful thing about today. Beautiful. Like, do you have a beautiful rose that bloomed this morning? Are you having beautiful weather? Is your complexion looking beautiful this morning? Your eye color is beautiful this morning. Whatever it may be. Right, all right, let's go. Everyone's looking sharp and ready. Um, Sherry is excited about being our guest speaker today. I am excited to be able to be here and have her for you because she's full of knowledge. It's like the good gods have came down and just filled her head with information. And I know it probably feels like it's going to explode if she doesn't get it out. And what better people to share it with than our group, right, Sherry? All right,
100%.
perfect. Let's go around the room like 30 seconds or less. Give us your name, the name of your business, one great thing about you, one great thing about the business. It should no pitching, just information. And we will start with Raw.
Good morning, everyone. I was just saying, Sherry, that I love the new video, the update you did at the beginning in the waiting room. I love how you added the new networking conference coming up on November 4th. Love it. Sherry, you look beautiful. Everyone looks beautiful. Good morning. It's Raw, and I do mental health and I advocate for mental health. So I have lots of things going on, but right now I have these conferences coming up on December 16th. So y'all could just email me. I'll put my information in. I don't want to keep you back.
Oh,
I can't
that's
wait to
six
hear what
dollars
Sherry
from.
has to say.
Oh, oh, for the greeting she was just here. I know. She had posted.
All right, all right. So beautiful, beautiful, Raw. And please put the information in the chat about your conference coming up. We do want to be able to support you with that. We will go to Grace and then we will go to Abby. And there you go.
It's Grace. And one thing that I like about my business with the essential oils and the coffee is I can put them together, which I did this morning. Coffee with tangerine oil in it. I make up new recipes every day. I even added a protein powder to it, so it tastes fabulous and it's really healthy for you.
I love your excitement, Grace. I love your excitement. Please make sure that all of your information is in the chat. All right, we'll go to Abby and then we will go to Tamra.
Well, thank you very much for having this room today. I think everybody here knows my little spiel already. Yes. So I'm going to give a little extra. Oh, sorry. What I like best out of my business. Basically the same thing as where I was headed. The interaction with people and their computer, and with the end result of giving them joy. That is what drives me for my business, is having everybody have that joy, so they don't want to throw the computer out the window.
Beautiful, beautiful. That sounds like me. Either throwing, I always feel like throwing out the window until I met Abby. So beautiful, Abby. Please make sure all of your information is in the chat. And then tomorrow night, Abby has a open hour event, right, Abby? Okay, please make sure you put the information on that. We want to make sure if we can support her with that. All right, we are going to go to Tamra and then Sherry. Unmute, please, Tamra.
Yes, ma'am. I was doing that. I was getting there. Hi, my name is Tamara Patrick, and my business name is Just For You Life Brigade, life coaching just for restarting you. I offer help and direction to over 50-year-olds that are restarting their life due to some kind of a transformation, death, divorce, whatever. So that's what I do.
Beautiful. Tamara, thank you. And please put your information in the chat. And then we're going to go to Sherry, and then we will go to Dar.
All right. Thank you, LaDonna, and thank you for gathering this amazing group of people here this morning. Happy to be here. Sherry Leopold with CEO of Option Creators. I love helping you stand up and stand out as the unrepeatable miracle that you are, in whatever fashion that looks like inside the options I have via magazine, TV, or just an interview on social media. So I love helping you shine. That's what I do. And actually, that's the thing that gives me joy in my business too, is if I feel like I've helped you go farther, faster, I am winning. And that because I know you're winning. So that's what makes me happy.
Oh, very nice, Sherry. Very nice. Then we're going to Dar, and then we will go to Kelly. Unmute, Dar.
Yep, I am Dar, and on my business, I create unique greeting cards, each one made differently and each one made passionately just for you. Oh, Sherry's showing one. Look, and I'm in the process of making one. So anyway, what were we all supposed to say?
Well, a joy about you and something about your business.
A joy about me is that
uh-oh, she froze. Dar, did we lose you?
being my
Dar is very creative. I love all those gorgeous cards she makes.
Yes,
Thank
absolutely.
You,
and Dar, you look beautiful in that color of green. You should wear that more often. I love it. I love it.
It's like a...
Yes, color does different things to us. That is for sure. It makes us shine in different ways and different colors. Thank you, Dar. Please put your information in the chat, and we will go to Kelly.
Hi, everybody. Kelly Doran from Oshawa, Ontario. So sorry I joined late. I looked at my phone and it's like, oh my gosh, it's 11:02. I better get in this meeting. So what brings me joy is being around my family personally. I love it. They come here all the time. And the other thing that brings me joy in my business is when someone is opening to trying the technology and I actually get a message from them saying, wow, you changed my life in so many ways. So that's what my joy is.
Beautiful. You know, it amazes me that we have all, when we were talking, I noticed one factor that each and every one of us commented on, or even if it was a tidbit, that we like helping others. We like helping others on their computer, making them shine, giving them the recipes for their coffee and tangerine, and doing the mental conference and helping with, you know, getting through a divorce and making people happy with our cards, and, you know, uplifting people with socks and insoles and patches. I mean, we all have that one thing in common. We want to help each other. We want to help others. None of us said anything about helping ourselves. And I love that. That is key. I want to say thank you for being here today. If I have not interviewed you, Grace, Raw, Dar, Kelly, Tamra, please get on my calendar for a interview. It does you well because I put you on social media all over the place, sometimes even in our emails, and then on Twitter and other places. But it also helps our groups, our events, and what I do in my business. So it's a win-win for all of us. So please get in touch with me about an interview. It's just about 30 minutes and you're done. And we talk about you and your business. With that said, does anyone have any questions yet? Dar, yes. Unmute, please.
Yeah. Did you want to get that shot that we've been doing at the end before anybody escapes?
Yes,
or...
let's do that right now. Let's give our wave
Okay.
so she can do a screenshot.
Okay, give me 2 seconds. Okay, I am ready. Everybody wave. Got it.
Dar is in charge now for making sure we get our screenshot. So, all right.
She's in charge of the wave.
Yes, exactly. In charge of the wave. All right. With that said, I am going to give the Zoom room over to Sherry Leopold. And she is, you know, I feel like we are besties. I've never met her in person. I cannot wait till that happens.
Yet.
Because I'm going to give her the biggest hug. So if you want me to wear a mask, I will. But I must love on Sherry when I meet her in person. She is just full of greatness. And Sherry, welcome. And thank you so much for giving us your time. And she has the Zoom room
welcome.
for the next
It is an honor and a privilege.
Minutes.
Thank you, LaDonna. I don't know that I'll go the whole 25 minutes. I kind of want to just touch on a few things, you know, related to Do You See Me? As business owners, we strive to be seen for what we're doing, really, whether it's our product, whether it's our service, whatever it is that we are offering, we want to be seen, right? Because when you're seen is when people can purchase, which then in turn turns the profit. So I want to talk about some different opportunities to be seen. I really love talking about visibility and really showing up in the right places that help you build your business the way you want to build it. So I kind of titled this, you know, Do You See Me? And the point is your profits will be shown as a result if you are being seen. If you're not making enough money, it doesn't mean the product's wrong. It doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. what it likely means is you aren't reaching enough people. You're not being seen. And so I want to really kind of talk about some different avenues for that. Now, keep in mind, I'm throwing out a whole bunch of things. They may not all be for you, but I want you to open up your mind to the possibility and find what fits for you, what fits for your brand, your product, your service, and go with it. But don't be afraid, as I mentioned these, to step out of your comfort zone. Just because you haven't done something doesn't mean you shouldn't be doing it. So, and the first one I'm going to talk about is video. And this is the one I'm always just going to tell you straight from the get-go, get over your fear. Get over your fear of video. Here's why. Most people would prefer to learn something from a video, and seeing you talk about it or hearing you talk about it, they resonate with people. We resonate with people, with faces mostly. If you think about how babies learn, the first thing they become attached to is your face, is looking at your face. We have, since we were babies, been drawn to faces. We are still drawn to faces. This is also true, like when we do video, which is one of the things that I do teaching and coaching on, is I'm not looking at you on the screen. I'm looking at you in your face. And I'm going to show you what it looks like just really quick as a little tidbit for video training. So if I look down at you all, now I'm looking at you. You see the difference? When you're doing reels and or Facebook live videos, and I can't watch them, I'll just be honest with you. If I'm watching them and somebody's looking like this, it means they're speaking to their own face, which affirms my point that we love faces. When you're doing a video and you're looking at your own face, it's because we're geared to look at faces, but we have to remember to look at the camera. Video is king. This is why people feel connection when they're looking at faces. So when you're doing, even in summits or virtual events like these, networking, when it's your turn to speak, don't look at the people in the room, look at the camera, because I'm speaking to you right now, each and every one of you. So you want to make sure that, if you're going to, merge into these ways of marketing your business, that you want to do them effectively, right? And you want to do it right. And I know every one of you has seen a video where somebody is looking like this and you're like, what are they looking at? I saw that even in the professional realm during COVID, when the television news stations and stuff were interviewing people in their homes because they couldn't have them in the studio. And they weren't coached. They weren't told not to look at themselves in the camera or the other person. They need to look into the camera because you're speaking to the audience. Speak to who you want to. So that's my 2 cents on the video. It's super, super important. So the other thing is, and I will just tell you, video is king, and because of the faces thing. Even doing a voiceover, if you are like terrified, I'm not putting my face on there, which is silly because your face is beautiful. But if you are terrified of that, you can create all kinds of videos in Canva, all kinds of different platforms that create videos. You can do a voiceover. If people know you at all, they will still be drawn to your voice because it's you. So consider doing a voiceover on that. You can do that in Canva very easily. But the other thing I want to point out in the video realm is, if you don't have a podcast or a vlog, which is, a video podcast essentially, I'd encourage you to do that. If you have something that you can teach on, even if, like Grace was speaking about the oils, if that were my business, and this is the counsel that I would give Grace, I would do a video every single day of 3 top tips to use with this oil. Every single day, relentless. Now, can Grace do a batch create where she talks about 7 different oils and they're 1 minute a piece or 3 minutes a piece, whatever, and do those and have do them all in a 2-hour period and then schedule them to run? Yes. It's not something that you have to labor over for 6 days, screwing up the courage. Just go in and do it. you have the ability to teach about the product that you know and love. You know the most, period. That's the end of story. So put yourself in the position to show your expertise through video, if you can, through a vlog, through a podcast. You'd be surprised at the number of people who crave information. You have it, you just may not be sharing it in the correct manner or enough, right? Because that's what that marketing thing is. But the main point in all that is just to get over your fear and do it. Do it imperfectly. You know what? That first and second and third video, you go look at it after doing 30 or 40 and you'll be like, oh man, I've really improved. But you never want to get rid of the first ones because that's part of your journey. But get over your fear and get on video. So the other thing I want to share with you in video is to get on other people's platforms. Like LaDonna just actually offered out to interview some of you. Do that, get practiced at it. You know, you're not going to be perfect the first time you did it if you haven't done it before. But the reality is you can improve by simply doing, because the butterflies kind of go away. And when you lean into your expertise, that just sort of dissipates. So I want to talk a little bit about print and actual print and some online digital media as well. I encourage you, like I said, to do Facebook videos, Facebook Lives with other people, get on other people's interview shows if you can. But also, I want you to think about how you can position yourself to be seen in either print or digital print, right? Like I have done, I'm not sure how many, 11 collaborative books. So I wanted to mention that because sharing in a collaborative book is a really great way to really get yourself out there. One of the things I love about collaborative books is you get to share your story, which is so important for others, but also because you get to have those connections with those other people in the book. Those have yielded me so much business and so many great connections from a friendship standpoint that I am so grateful for that. Now, they can range anywhere from, I don't know, some people do them free, but they can range anywhere from 250 up into the thousands. So that is usually a paid option for, you know, putting that into print. But you have to think about, how am I going to use that? Some people just write it and then they don't do anything with it. But the reality is there's a lot of things that you can do with those collaborative books. You can get on radio shows. You can talk about your chapter. You can be interviewed about the book and the chapter on all kinds of podcasts and things like that. You just have to use it the correct way. And if you're doing the collaborative book, you want to make sure you have those interview partners arranged ahead of time, because that is how you get people to get in your book, is to say, I'm going to get you on at least 4 podcasts. You know, you start networking and building out that arena. So I interviewed Dr. Patricia and this was just after a conversation that we had a call together, and she was talking about her book on the live events. And actually I said, oh my gosh, people need to know this. So I interviewed her and asked her about all the questions that you should ask before you jump into a live event. And she was so gracious to share her top tips about whether, especially because so many of them are, you got to pay to speak or pay to be on them, which I'm not opposed to that. But we have to understand what it is we're tossing our hat in the ring to, right? Like, what is the advantage and what of doing that and paying for that? And how am I going to be connected with other people? How is it being marketed and things like that? That's the same in a collaborative book. Those are questions you want to ask. I'm happy to have a conversation privately with anyone that wants to, because I've been in some good collaborations and some that haven't gone well. So I feel like there is a very specific set of things that you would want to ask if you're going to do that. So, and the next one I want to talk about is online magazines. Of course, I have the Wow Warrior magazine, which the latest issue just released on September 30th, and Dr. Pat and LaDonna both shared in there. And the main thing to remember really with print and with online is to understand what kind of value is going to be given to you around that. Like, you know, with the Wow Warrior, we give you graphics to share, we give you language to share, and you have your own specific link to share. So it really does depend on how you do it. Now, in the online, we have the advantage of allowing links. So if Grace were to write an article on the beauty of peppermint, and her whole article was on the health benefits of peppermint, she could say, if you are looking for a quality peppermint oil, you can find that here. It might be a link right to her order page in the peppermint oil. So you have the option in the digital to create those come into my business links, right? Whether it's their connection calls, oils 101. Sorry, I'm picking on you, Grace, but you can make that very, very specific to the entry points, and creating lots of entry points so somebody can find the door that fits for them to come in. It's one of the things I really love about having an online magazine. And always there's advertising that you can do in that too. I want to just remind you that every one of us has a story to share, and every story is important. Somebody is waiting for us to share our expertise and who we are, because it will help them be more of who they are when they see your journey. So I really want to encourage you to consider looking into some online magazines. There are a lot of them. I have obviously the Wow Warrior magazine. If you're interested in learning more about that, we can certainly chat about that. I would like to encourage you to write a blog. If you're a great content writer and you love to write, showcase your expertise that way. Cater it to your ideal client. If you're not sure who that is, that's a different conversation. I'm sure LaDonna probably will have an expert that could talk on your avatar, which that word is so crazy to me. I don't know why we call it that, but I see blue people when I think of avatar. But that is really something that you can cater to, that you can also use links, and you can use affiliate links, which will help increase your income also in a blog as well. Consider doing a newsletter to cater to your ideal audience. This allows you to showcase specific products or services that people will look forward to learning from you in that short little blurb of a newsletter. You can also use those links, once again, making sure there's lots of doors into your service, right? And like Abby had, book a get to know each other call. I have a question. Here's the 911 button. All those things could be encapsulated in a newsletter for the person. And you never know, when they open that email, it might be the one that they need to hit the 911 button because they're on their phone, because their computer's in the dump. So one of those things. So, and also if you have a great knowledge base, then consider guest blogging. There's a lot of people that entertain other people in their own blogs, or will do an interview with you in their blogs. You just have to search them out. They are there, but the best thing you can do is to show up for yourself. Considering opening your own space to share about with other people about what they're doing. Why not cross promote? So like, if you want to be on other people's platforms, create a platform. That's one of the number one things. Just create the space that you want, because what will happen is you will naturally attract other people who put other people on their platforms. And you have the ability to swap and share each other's genius with your networks. The other thing is never neglect in-person events, actual in-person. Never discount the ability to make great connections in your own area. This is especially true if you want to speak, if you want to be a speaker. You've got to be visible, but you've got to be speaking enough in your local area for somebody to have you top of mind when the need for a speaker comes up. You can create the opportunities by offering your services also in that arena. So I want to encourage you to, if speaking is one of your things that you want to do, you can also do little snippets, record one of your talks and make reels out of them and do little snippets of that speaker thing, create speaker reels, basically what they are. But those, well, you can email those to groups in the local area that you'd want to speak to, so that you can get in front of their groups, and there's all kinds of local networking groups. I really encourage those, and primarily because you're going to meet people who are going to help you go farther faster. They're going to help you move forward. And you might find some of the best friends you've ever met in those groups. We can't discount, remember, people like faces. When you can see a face to face, that's big. So don't discount that just because we're on virtual, and it's wonderful. Don't discount the in-person. And then I want to just touch on radio really quick, because a lot of people don't think about radio. But if you have a book or a podcast, you can pitch these places to get an interview so that you can introduce yourself to the local area. As I was talking about, if you have a book or a collaborative book that you've been in, you can call your local radio stations and or online radio stations, contact them and ask to be interviewed about your chapter or your book. Some people don't think about that, but there's a lot of people that listen to those kinds of programs when they're walking, exercising, and riding in the car, things like that. So that's another avenue for you to not discount, because a lot of people turn on the radio and they just listen to music or they don't think about it. But there are a lot of talk radio programs and things that you could get on and would be very effective. So also, if you're not sure where to find those, go start popping into some of the Facebook groups. I know there's one that's called Need a Guest, and they're constantly dropping links in there. I'm looking for this. And that's a huge group, and there might be 200 comments, but you know what? You want to get on the list of as many as you can if you want to be that guest. I forgot to say that. You can look on LinkedIn, Alignable, any of those things, anybody that has those kinds of shows, even online shows, radio shows, will be promoting their broadcasts there, so you can find those there. So I do want to offer you today, as I close out, hopefully some of these different types of exposure have resonated with you. And I will answer that in just a second, Tamara. I'm going to offer you the option to submit an article for the December 30th issue of Wow Warrior magazine. So with the purchase of a half-page ad for $97. So you'll get a half-page ad and you'll get to write a 700 to 1,000-word article. You get to promote whatever you want in that half-page ad. If you have a summit coming up, or it's up to you, whatever you have going on. You might have a book coming out. You might just want to schedule appointments. It doesn't matter what you promote in that half page is yours. And you can write the article in anything within your expertise. Now, Abby is one of our columnists, so she submits an article every issue, and it is extraordinary. LaDonna just did an incredible one. And I want to help you highlight your expertise and drive traffic to you. This offer is really for people who really want to make a big splash coming into 2024, because the issue drops December 30th. So I'm really looking for people who want to really make a strong impact coming into 2024. So I do have a link that I'm going to share with you, and you can use the code WOW October, and it will save you $40 on that link. which will drop it to the 97. And if you decide there's anything else on that link that you want, you could use the $40 code on anything on the page. So that is what I have for you today. And I want to, maybe LaDonna, you could pop back and read me the questions. I know Tamara asked about how do you start a blog. So there are multiple different ways. If you have a website like WordPress and things like that, they actually have it right inside where you can do it right inside your website. So there are other places where you can have your blog hosted that would be paid. If you have a website, you probably have something already within the website. The one thing I'm going to tell you is I made a mistake when I was with Weebly. Let my mistake not be yours. So I wrote a blog for like 2 years on my Weebly website. I wrote because it was like my blog was called something like things that make Sherry say or something like there's things that Sherry thinks about things, whatever. And it was so when something occurred to me, I would hop on and I would write a blog. Well, I tried to move that website, which they assured me would be fine. It was not fine. Nothing transferred right. But I lost all my blogs because I didn't write them on my computer and then put them in there in a copy and paste. So all of my blogs for 2 years were gone. It was so sad. I only did like 2 of them where I did it that way. So I just really want to encourage you to write them in a Google Doc or somewhere where you have it and then post them up to your blog for your protection of your words. There's a couple of them I really lament that I wasn't able to save. But anyway, let's see.
I think
LaDonna, was there any other questions that came through?
I don't think there was any other questions, but I would like to open the floor right now for questions, comments, concerns, add-ons.
My question is, when you quote $97, are you saying $97 US? Because there are...
Yes, I'm sorry. I should have said that.
There are 4 of us here from Canada, right?
Yep. I'm sorry. I should have said that. Yes, 97 US.
Mm-hmm.
My bad.
Great question, Grace.
Thank you, Grace.
I want to add on, I would like to back up because a lot of us don't know. I have figured out, and please give me your advice as well. When you do video, and I tell everyone that does strategy calls with me and we go over video, always put those videos in your YouTube. I use my YouTube like a housing area for YouTube. I'm not a YouTube specialist. I don't want you to think I am, but that's like my storage area, because if you put it only on Facebook, Facebook could wipe it out for some reason, or maybe you're hacked. Same thing with LinkedIn or Instagram. And also, if you do it on YouTube, it's easier to grab it to put it somewhere else. So please keep that in mind.
And I can give you a couple tips. I took a YouTube training. I can give you a couple tips on YouTube. If you're going to put your videos there and you want them to actually serve you, you need to do quite a bit of work in the body of the YouTube of the video. You need to have lots of words that have words that you're saying in the talk. You need to have your keywords right. If you don't use any, zero people will see them. 0. And you need to have your settings correct as well. And that's a whole other type of thing to go through. But if YouTube gives you 500, you should use as many of those 500 words as you can, because you should have every link to anything that you want. I'm going to pick on Grace again because I understand oils because a friend of mine does them. So like if you're going to do I'm going to go back to the video on peppermint. If you're talking about the benefits of peppermint, you might going to want some of that in writing and the benefits, because you have to think, and you can do this prior to putting the video up. If your video is on the benefits of peppermint oil, you would go in and type in, what are the benefits of peppermint oil, and see what comes up. Now, you want to know, because you want to see what's already there and what's coming up, right? The thing is, you want to make sure that you have the right language in there, but have every link, your full site, the link right to the oil. And you could have 12 links in there. And the reason these are important is because YouTube is the second largest search engine next to Google. Pretty sure that Google owns YouTube, or yeah. So therefore, hey, I'm going to push you to where I want you to go, right? Where I'm going to make money. That's the whole point. But the thing is, those keywords need to be what people are already searching. That'll help you. If you're going to put a video up there, it's not just to do it for storage. You want the spiders to crawl, and Abby could probably talk about this. You want them to pick those words up: benefits, peppermint, oil. Those are going to be words people are going to be searching. So you want to make sure that you're grabbing the audience, right, that you want. This is the same. So if you write an oil article, for example, and you have those links in there, that's the same thing. It's all going to run out and grab those words. It's going to find those words that match in your article. Like, there's a very, I'm going to say it's a science. There is a science behind how it works. You just have to understand it so that you can sort of teach to it, if that makes sense. Let's see, Dar had a question. Did that help, Grace and LaDonna?
Yes, awesome. And Dar does have her hand up.
Yep.
Mute. Mute button's killing me today. This is not necessarily a question, but to help Sherry back up the information that Sherry just relayed to you about having another place to store your information and etc. A number of years ago, actually, just before we moved here up in the north, I had my Facebook account hijacked, and it got scammed so badly that Facebook at that time, they shut it down. They just shut my account down without warning, without getting anything that I wanted to save off of my Facebook. And so now I've only been on this current page for about 7 years instead of 17 years. And that was pretty sad when that happened. So yeah, it's really important to get your, the videos you worked on, the interviews you worked on saved in another place, even if it's in a small corner of your computer somewhere.
External hard.
Yeah, or even, I was just going to say that, or even on an external hard drive, so that you have it.
Yes, and they are saying right now that that the social medias are getting hacked more often than what they were just a couple of months ago. I will tell you, in the last few months, someone hacked into my Facebook. I cried for 3 days. Me and my team of 6 or 7 others worked 3 days nonstop of getting my Facebook back. It took 3 days. Like 2 weeks later, it was and I changed all my passwords. I was a good girl, changed them all. But then it was LinkedIn. And let me tell you what, it took almost 6 weeks to get my LinkedIn back. And let me tell you, when they're gone, they're gone. It's like you don't exist. So I had Dr. Pat saying, why did you quit doing LinkedIn? Why are you not on LinkedIn? I had SpongeBob, why are you not on LinkedIn? I had to submit all of this information. Then my picture ID, well, it didn't come through right. You know, because of COVID, I haven't had a picture redone with my new driver's license for like 14 years. So I have aged. I don't look the same. So they said it wasn't me. So then I had to send in, go to the bank, get a piece of paper notarized saying this is me. So it was horrible. So I'm just telling you, always back up your stuff on something. And Abby.
Yes, just to support what you're talking about Facebook, everyone needs to do a 3-step process with Facebook. Remove all trusted devices, sign out of all devices, and then change the password. So all 3 steps have to be done with Facebook to be able to be safe. Because if the hacker is in one of those other 2 categories, the password change was irrelevant.
And
that you need to do in a reel.
Yes, absolutely. You do.
Because that's a gold nugget there.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's huge.
Yes. And I will say my hacker was a smart hacker. I mean, they went in and they changed the email address. So that's why it was so hard for me to get my accounts back, because I couldn't do the verification. Even though I had all the verification codes on there, without the email working, even though my phone worked, my email would not work because they changed it. So, I mean, that was pretty smart of them. I don't know who has time to be a hacker, but I wish they'd get a real job.
I don't know how they benefit unless they just get joy out of frustrating people.
I was going to say, I think they want to be a pain in my arse. That's it.
Well, it also leads to identity theft. So the hackers that you come across on Facebook and LinkedIn are mostly young people becoming black hat hackers. And so when they just have to go that little extra step of identity theft, and they've got you.
Yes, I agree.
I wanted to just make a note too on when you're doing video. It's my recommendation, even when you're doing Facebook lives, I really don't recommend that you're doing them live. Not live, like, I mean, going to your phone or whatever and doing them. I actually really recommend that you use a streaming service like I use StreamYard, but I know you use not live stream, what's it called? Restream. Because that's where it's being recorded. You own it when it's here. Then you can send it to Facebook and it might reside there. But if they kill your Facebook, you still have the video. You need to maintain the ownership and the rights to all of your videos, your reels, everything. And if you don't save them, you're at the mercy of whatever happens in your social media platforms. And if you have to start over, I've known people that have had 40,000, 500,000 followers, and their whole accounts were gone and they never got them back. They had to start over. And that's devastating to somebody who has invested that much time in building that following in there. And you know, the people that suddenly can't find them, right? Like, so that is also because you're not able to serve then in that capacity. So I just really encourage you to use something else to record, even if it's your phone, because live and it will appear live the exact same way. What it also gives you the advantage of doing is being able to schedule the time pre-promote when it's going to air, and then be present when it's going to air and talk to people who are commenting. They will not know how you are talking and interviewing somebody or talking about something and sharing something and going, how are they answering me at the same time? Like, they'll think you're magic, because sometimes people don't realize that it's not live because it comes up as a live. So I know Restream, I think, does this too, but StreamYard, you can just upload it and, you know, set the time for it to air, and it will just go off. Yes. And you just go on and communicate with people. So it's really, you just have to utilize the systems that are out there to protect your content, number one, and your intellectual property, which is your knowledge, but also do it right so that you don't do it and then waste your time if you lose it. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Kelly, do you have any questions or comments on our being seen today?
No, but I am actually, I have a meeting tomorrow set up now. A girl in Oklahoma, she has a homesteaders newsletter. So she has been, since the January when she put it out, she's been reaching out to me. So I'm going to write an article on whole food plant-based or converting recipes, but something to do with plant-based. So I'm meeting with her tomorrow, and now listening to you, Sherry, I'm just one of these people. It's a network marketing company, so I don't consider it a business. Like, that has been my mindset for a long time. And now the mindset is, wait a minute, I am a business owner. I have something to offer people. And I swear, LaDonna, a lot of your talks have really, you know, solidified that mindset. Thank you. So now, after listening to you, Sherry, I'm excited about this meeting and getting the chance to write this article. So
yes, you need to just take me up on that. I would love to have a plant-based. We do have somebody that, one of our columnists, that does recipes every month, but that's a very specific topic, is, you know, and I actually think having something that is, how can I move to more plant-based? Because maybe people need to baby step. Maybe it's not just a full one over, right? Like I try really hard to have at least 1 or 2 meals a week that are meatless or whatever, are whatever, vegetarian. And so that's, I'm not all plant-based, but I think that is a trend. It is also something people are very curious about. It's something to write about, but I can't let go what you said, because I've been in network marketing for 26 years. I don't know what I've been doing if it's not a business. Here's the thing. You are the business, Kelly. You have a tool belt on it, and one of them in your tool belt is your network marketing. One of them is your information and all the education and knowledge you have. So it's just your tool belt. You're the business. You're the business.
Right.
So you can be a writer and a blogger and a YouTuber if you want. You could do anything you want in those spaces because you're the business.
Right.
These are just things you get to add on. You know, because they're in your tool belt. This is like why my corporation's called Option Creators, because I don't know what option you need. I might be able to help you be seen in the magazine. I might be able to interview on one of my shows. I might be able to help you show up on camera, you know, correctly or better or more, be more efficient or whatever. I might be able to help you figure out how to write your language in your YouTube. I might give you I think Darren, Abby can attest to this. I might meet with you and give you 5 ideas how to expand your business, because like that's one of my things that I do. But that's because those are all options. They're all in my tool belt. But ultimately, I am the center of that, right? I am the business. So you might see me speak on all kinds of different things. It just depends, because I am the business. you know, and it's the same with you. You, Kelly, are the business. You might share somebody patches or socks, but you also might teach them how to incorporate more vegetables.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Perfect. And Dar has a question. Unmute, please. That blue button gets me too, Dar.
I can't take that mute button anymore. Not a question, but again, shout out for Sherry. I could definitely attest to what she was just talking about, because when she gave me an idea, it didn't have to be 5, it was just 1, and basically the same thing from LaDonna. So, and Abby's always been pushing me to sell. But yeah, it's been an exciting startup, because I don't know if I mentioned, I just got another order for 20 Christmas cards today.
Wonderful. Yay.
And Tamara, do you have any questions or comments about what we're doing today, talking about getting seen?
No, I've got many of ideas now. LaDonna, me and you will be talking about all those later.
Oh,
yes. And Miss Sherry, thank you so much for everything.
You're so welcome.
Thank
you have a
you.
great topic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, it's quite a lane to market into, because it's huge. I mean, so you're really gonna have to dial that in, but it's a phenomenal topic.
Well,
and I think you've dialed it in with some of the catalysts that might cause somebody to come to you. That's really going to be your big draw, are those words.
LaDonna was bringing up that maybe I should do some of the ones for veterans getting out of the military as well, because that's what I know. So that's the other one. So thank you guys for the ideas.
Yes,
sure.
Absolutely. You know, it's every business starts with an idea, right? Every business starts with some kind of thought, idea, but it's how we react to the thoughts and ideas and what we do with it. We can't just sit and think about it. We must react. We must get in motion. And guess what? You can't stop. When it gets hard, you're almost there. But so many people stop right when it gets hard.
So I have a question for Grace. Are you going to do a video on peppermint oil? Just teasing.
No, because I actually do have peppermint oil here in my house.
I'm sure you do.
I can show the bottle, and you know, you can put it in water, you can put it in the diffuser. Oh yeah, I got lots of stuff. Yeah,
I have a question for everybody. Does everybody do video to promote their business? I'm just curious.
I only do videos for myself, so I'm not afraid to get in front of a camera.
But Dar, you have done video with me, so that counts.
True, absolutely.
I think a fun thing would be, Dar, would be, Abby, you could help with that, would be to take some video snippets of her working on the cards and create some of those, and then maybe do a montage of some of the cards that she's done, the pictures. I mean, it would be a good marketing reel.
And it really shows that they are custom made.
Yeah.
Can I show one quickly? And I'm currently working on, you see me moving around. That's what I'm doing.
Yes. Go ahead, Dar.
I'm not working, I'm playing.
There you go. All right.
There
you go. Oh, beautiful. I love that. I love that purple polka dot. Love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna put little holes up here for a little ribbon around to put an apron on your neck, and
Yes.
And then down
Perfect.
across here, so the pockets actually have little utensils in them.
Oh, it's
Perfect.
cute.
Perfect. All right. Does anyone else have any questions?
No, but I was going to say that I recently did a very short video of myself when my husband was driving, and I took it in the car, and someone asked me if I was driving. I said, no, my husband's driving. But
That's a typical thing.
but I did a short video of myself without a hat, and I got a lot of comments on that. I even put it on my health group page. The health group is about the coffee, but I'm thinking of adding the peppermints, but it's like there's hot cocoa too. And if you add peppermint oil into the hot cocoa, that makes a fabulous Christmas drink.
Absolutely.
That's a perfect
Those are
video.
the things you need to be talking up. And, you know, Grace does, I don't know if it's every day, but it's often she does the Bible scripture with the oils. And I've seen that. And, you know, that's a great way for people to get to know Grace. It's Grace time. That's the way I see it. Time with Grace, Grace time. So, yes. So we are out of time.
That's the perfect name right there. It's Grace time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love it. Love it.
You know, you always want to think outside your box, expand your horizon. So we are out of time. Please take the screenshot, and we will go ahead and save the chat, Dar, please. It always takes time to get the chat back to you guys if you forget. So I have to remember to remind everyone to save the chat. So please do that. The 3 little dots at the bottom, click that, and it will say save chat. Click that. And then you will find it on your computer or laptop. So go ahead.
Keep me posted if you do any of the things we talked about. I like to hear that it helped.
Absolutely.
I'll be posting the picture that we took earlier on Millionaire Marketplace.
Yes, and everyone grab that, please, and put it on your social medias, all of them. Tell people what you've been doing, what you learned, how Sherry helped you today. All right. Thank you, everyone. And I will see you Monday night on Monday Mojo. Woohoo!
See you. Thanks.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.